which is going to be pretty similar to just recording the issue of stock. We're going to record the issue of bonds, okay, and record the interest paid. So,
what's the difference between a stock and a bond?
Well, a bond is something you issue. Stock is ownership in the company. A bond is where we're trying to raise cash, and so it's sort of like selling. It's sort of like selling something for them to. We're going to pay you so much back on it. You're going to get a certain percent of interest on it. It's presented to the public. They can buy it. They're guaranteed a certain interest rate on it, which is usually higher than you can get just sticking your money in a bank. And they used to do treasury bonds for the war bonds. They issued bonds for people to put money in so they'd have capital. So it's a way to raise capital. Yeah. Yeah, you hear that a lot, like in the government, a city government, they'll issue a bond, and sell it to cover building a new complex. Okay. So, all right. And recording the accrual and interest on the bonds. And let's just see if we can get past the first part, issuing them, because I think that's all you're going to have to do in this practice sentence. We'll cover the parts that y'all have to do. I know you have to issue it. You had to pay, estimated income tax, paid semi-annual bond interest on a 10-year bond. So, okay. So in this case, bonds, you just show it, cash. We got $50,000 cash. The bonds are the 10% bonds payable in 2023. That's the description. That's where you put it. That's what we had to pay. It's like a note payable. We got the cash. We got to pay the note, right? So all this is a different wording describing what we got to pay. That's what it is. So it's just a note payable, sort of. That's what it is. Okay. 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 Now, see, those people are going to get a pretty good. They're going to get 10% return on their money. That's pretty good. What did we get today? 1. Anyway, but that was a while back anyway. So we issued the bonds at face value. $1,000 times 50. We sell $50,000, 50 of our 10-year bonds at face value for cash. So we sold them the bonds, and we got to pay them. They gave us the money. We got to pay them. All right. Like a note payable. So, they require on bonds, just like the bank requires. Anybody ever had a long-term balloon note where you had to pay interest in between? Okay, same thing. We have to figure it, in this case, semi-annually, right? We're going to declare our bond interest expense, and pay out the interest to the people that are holding the bond. So we figured that semi-annual interest. Here it is. There's our I equal PRT formula again. Principal times interest times half a year, 612, equals the amount of interest we have to pay. And y'all did this with your notes payable in that you figured accrued interest right when it came due and had to make that adjustment. Okay. When the fiscal year ends and it's 3 months worth of interest has accrued by the end of the year, remember you just did this for your other practice set. You've got to figure that 3 months and show it as accrued interest expense so that it shows up on our statement and it shows up in the payable account because it's not due yet, but we've accrued that much of it in those 3 months. That's nothing new either. The premium is when the face rate on the bond exceeds the market rate. And when they're issued, again, we have a premium account then. We've issued it at a premium, meaning we've issued it at more money. The bonds are worth, we're getting more money for the bonds than the face value. So we will write off or amortize the premium over the period from the date of issue, meaning, again, it's an accrual thing. We issued them 10% bonds. Their par value or their value is actually $50,000, but they paid us an extra $2,400. We sold them at $104.80 instead of at $100. So now we have a premium on bonds payable account. So we got to pay the bonds and we got to pay the premium because they gave us the cash for more than the face value on the bonds, but we can only show the bonds at face value. Same thing as for the preferred stock.
So we have to pay all of it back, plus interest.
Yes, exactly. So all this is going to get, what you do is, in other words, they sold for more than face value. So you had to set up your premium to show that you have a premium account. And so it's amortized over the life of the bond, meaning the bond interest expense is amortized, right? We pay it every whatever quarter or whatever, or semi-annually on these bonds. And the premium we show is, okay, of that or in that, $150 of the premium was paid out, and that is considered bond interest expense. So as we amortize that semi-annually, we're taking out a part of the premium each 6 months also. So you're just amortizing it. In other words, it gets reduced also, and it gets allocated to a bond interest expense. And it's going into an interest expense account showing that it went out. $150 went out. It's going to be in a bond interest expense account, which is going to start accumulating a credit balance so that when we, at the end, it zeroes itself out. All right, okie dokie. All right. So what happened is, here's what happened. Y'all see what happened? Here's the bond interest expense, right? And here's the amount of the premium. So actually, when we get to the end of the year, there's going to be a credit of $150 in that bond interest expense account and a debit of $5,000. So that when we show it on our statement, it's going to show a balance of the difference between the two. So that's what we're doing with the premium. We're steadily taking it down too. Right, it reduces the bond interest. And we're reducing this premium account. Okay. All right. Got it? Okay. Amortization is the same thing as what? Depreciation, only just call it something different because it's a non-tangible asset. So, straight line method to amortize your bond premium. Okay. Well, it's just showing you how we just figured what we just did. Take your 24 times, divided by your 8 years, and it gives you your amount per month. So that's just showing you where we got that, which we'd already talked about. So let's go on. Okay. Issued at a discount now. This time, we got less cash than the value of the bonds. So, how about that? So we have to show we got this much cash, means we discounted, right? And that discount is a discount payable. All right, and then here's the amount of the bonds at their normal value. So when we had a premium, it meant we still had the bonds at their normal value, and we had the premium as a account that we had to amortize, right? And in this case, we have a discount, so we got less money than the value of the bonds. So now we've got a discount on bonds payable account. All right. This may cause you a little having to look back and figure things too. But, so when we do our, again, they amortized it just the same way. Only thing is, in this case, you're going to have your bond interest expense, your premium on your bond payable, because they're showing you the whole ball game. Because this is for a bunch of bonds, not just one. You got some premium on bonds payable, you got a discount on bonds payable, so you're making your entry to adjust these accounts at the end. Right, for the whole thing, for this account. Okay. The formula of your carrying value is your bonds payable plus any premium minus any discount leaves you with the carrying value of those bonds. Some of them were sold at a premium, some of them were sold at a discount. So we take the bonds payable plus any premium, less any discount, to end up with how much we actually carrying on our books. All right. When we retire the bonds, let's see. I don't think you'll have to get to that. Let me let you go, and we'll go back to this. This is the declared cash dividend, shares, preferred stock issued. You can do all that. Cash dividends. I think we don't do any retirement of bonds until maybe we're at the very end, and maybe not at all. You see any? All right. If you get to one that's a retirement, just stop. Unless you want to go ahead and look it up in your book, okay? All right, so, okay. Because we're out of time, or just about. And we'll come back to this third section of this chapter if y'all, and look at it next time. But you can go ahead and start. You can go ahead and start on your. I want anything. Yes, anything that you got back that has a grade on it, I do need back. Yes, I do need that back. Has everybody turned in their practice sets? Okay, I need your practice sets, or y'all can turn them in. I just need to get them by 4:30. Yeah. I'm tired of talking. Walmart, of course. That's the only place I ever go. You know, y'all lived in Houston where the mall was my home. And now it was a great culture. It was a huge culture shock. Yeah, Kmart. Got one in there's a Kmart in Thank you. All right. Okay, guys, I'll see y'all.